Honorable Kassim Majaliwa MP, the Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Hamis Ramadhani Abdallah, Chief Justice of Zanzibar, Honorable Deputy Chief Justices, Principal Judges, and the representatives of the Justices of National Judiciaries who are present here, Honorable John Edes Keitirima, our President of the East African Magistrates and Judges Association, Eamja, Honorable Professor Palamagamba John Kabudi, the Minister for Constitution and Legal Affairs of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Felician Mutaingerwa, the District Commissioner Arusha, representing the Regional Commissioner Arusha, Honorable Mohamed Chande Othman, former Chief Justice of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Lady Justice Imani Aboud, President of the African Court on Human and People's Rights, Honorable Justice Nestor Kayobera, President of the East African Court of Justice, my lords and my ladies, Justices of Supreme Courts, Courts of Appeal, and the judges of the High Court from across our jurisdictions, Honorable Commissioners of the Judicial Service Commissions of Kenya and Uganda who are here, Honorable Presidents of Kenya Magistrates and Judges Associations, Uganda Judicial Officers Association, Zanzibar Judicial Officers Association, and the Judges and Magistrates Association of Tanzania, Professor Elisante Ole Gabriel, the Chief Court Administrator, the Judiciary of Tanzania, Honorable Eva Nkia, Chief Registrar, the Judiciary of Tanzania, Honorable Registrars, Magistrates, and all Eamja members, representatives of the various cooperating partners present, members of the Regional Defense and Security Committee present, members of the press, esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you. Attendance and readiness to give a keynote speech at our opening ceremony today. But due to other intervening commitments, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan sent Honorable Kassim Majaliwa, the Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania, to deliver her opening speech and formally welcome you all to Tanzania. Honorable Prime Minister, thank you for coming to grace this occasion. Honorable guest of honor, the Judiciary of Tanzania feels very privileged to have the opportunity to host this year's Eamja meeting on a very, very important theme, strengthening justice delivery system for regional integration and economic growth. The attendance has been great. The debate will go on, which contingent is bigger, Tanzania, United Republic of Tanzania or Uganda. I think this is one of the issues will keep us busy throughout the a customs union, a common market, a monetary union, and ultimately a political federation. This conference theme it also reminds our leaders in the summit that East African leaders should also strengthen the judiciaries, national judiciaries, because they have a big role in the economic integration and also national economic development. As our conference theme reminds us, to regional leaders, when we enhance delivery of justice system and our jurisdictions dedicate sufficient resources to strengthen justice and judicial institutions, it will also contribute to the national economic growth and the East African regional cooperation as well. So we are also making a case that as our leaders meet to discuss development, they should always factor the strengthening of the justice sectors as well. So the Judiciary of Tanzania will be particularly pleased to showcase how, with the full financial support from the government of Tanzania, it has implemented 2 5-year strategic plans, as well as citizen-centric judicial modernization and justice delivery project. So you can see Tanzania has also taken a lead. The government has come forward to specifically fund the judiciary and make sure that the judiciary delivers efficiently. And only last week, the Deputy Chief Justice of Uganda visited Dodoma and he was also able to see what the government of Tanzania is doing for the judiciary. This can also be done by the governments of other East African regions. So while you are in Arusha, please, I urge you to take a closer look at the Tanzania's experience with the judiciary-led reforms, specifically how the government of Tanzania has taken a very positive step to fully fund the ongoing judicial reforms by integrating judicial reforms as part of the national development plans. I think the region can also do the same. Honorable guests of honor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our annual conferences and meetings, invariably, they give us plenty of opportunities to learn and exchange. I think this week we'll be learning and we'll be exchanging a lot. Each one of our jurisdictions has embarked on various forms of reforms. So this is the week we are supposed to share and exchange the best practices. We have experiences to share, so we have a lot to share amongst ourselves. As the President said, the Eamja brings us all together. We are a bird of the same feather, and we flock together. And we have been flocking together for the past 20 meetings. And this is our 21st meeting. We are coming together, and I'm sure we are going to learn a lot. And the President of Eamja said, membership from national associations representing magistrates and judges, they have a strong mission. The mission is to promote and enhance rule of law and accessibility to justice through harmonizing judicial systems within East Africa. So we are also playing that role. How do we harmonize our different national judicial systems, justice sectors? How do they synchronize and go towards the East African integration? So these annual conferences, they organized by Eamja, they underscore the importance of judges and magistrates from across East Africa, getting together and conversing with fellow judges and magistrates, sharing experiences and challenges. Honorable guests of honor, when judges attend these meetings and magistrates, they are all equal. I think the barrier of protocol, the barrier of seniority always goes down. We are all equal members of Eamja. So this week we are going to break down the protocols, and we are also going to make sure that we really exchange ideas and coming together. Honorable guests of honor, looking at the many advantages these annual conferences offer, I cannot but urge also our national associations. There are some magistrates especially who work in a very remote areas of our jurisdictions. We should always make it a point of inviting magistrates who come from remote. In Tanzania, for instance, our country is very big, and there are some magistrates who work in very difficult areas. So they are also supposed to be given priority when we convene in such meetings. I think the magistrates would like that. We should make sure that we have more and more magistrates, especially from the remotest parts of our area. Honorable guests of honor, Eamja conferences, they offer us opportunities to meet, to hear, to learn, and also hear from experts. Normally, in our day-to-day work, we rarely deal with some of the topics which are covered in these meetings. So throughout this week, we are going to hear some of those topics from experts. For instance, we are going into some frontier topics like how judiciary-led reforms contribute to efficiency, how labor dispute resolution systems make our East African region a favorable destination for investments and business, how leveraging technology has facilitated access to justice. So these are the areas which we do not normally deal with when we work in our desks back at home. And as the President also said, this is the week of making friends. With so many of us around here, I don't think there'll be anyone who will end up without a friend or friends at the end of the week. So I invite you to make friends, make friendships, and those friendships should last, should be friendships of professional ties and also foster social and cultural ties. Honorable guests of honor, I would also like to thank the Eamja for honorable guests of honor. The recommendations which will come out of these meetings will be very, very important. It is my hope that the recommendations, they will spur our jurisdictions into changes, because normally these meetings we come with a lot of recommendations. We should make also sure that these recommendations are implemented. Honorable guests of honor, one area which I'm sure will become topical this week is that our national judiciaries require sufficient funds. Whenever Chief Justices meet, the question of funds will always arise. And I'm sure in this meeting, sufficient funding to the judiciary is also important. And in the question of funding, I would also like to urge the national judiciaries to make sure that we fund adequately and sufficiently our national associations. Because these associations, they do some of the most important work. They are part of the protecting the independence of the judiciary, rule of law. We should always make sure that they are given sufficient funding. And we should always also urge these national associations to minimize squabbles, internal squabbles. Let us maintain squabbles within. We should not allow internal squabbles to derail the very, very important functions which our associations have. Now, as the representative of the regional commissioner said, we are going to be tied up throughout this week in this room. But as he said, there is life after darkness in Arusha. There is life after darkness in Arusha. And I think we should venture and see Arusha by night. And because our profession is a profession of protocols, and seniority, so when we meet after 6 o'clock in Arusha, there shall be no protocols. No, my lords, my ladies, no bowing down. Just say hello and you move on to see the Arusha at night. We were also told that Arusha is world famous for seamless hospitality to visitors. I'm sure, make sure that you experience that. And do not miss out on Sports Bonanza on 5th December. We shall see whether Uganda and Tanzania, they are disputing over whose delegation is biggest, whether they are going to win in the Sports Bonanza. And Tanzania is also unique in is unique in the sense that there's one place where you can turn your clock back to 3 million years back. Yes, in Tanzania, Ngorongoro crater. Do not miss that opportunity. Do not miss the opportunity, because when you climb down towards the crater, you will be going back to 3 million years ago, when there was a huge mountain, some say taller than Mount Kilimanjaro, and there was a huge volcano. It brought that mountain down. It formed the Ngorongoro crater and caldera. So as you go down, make sure you turn your clock 3 million years back so that you will enjoy the game in the crater. And when you come back, please make sure that you bring your clock forward to 21st century. So I wish you a very, very successful trip in Ngorongoro crater, and I'm sure you'll be asking there a lot of questions why It is sometimes referred to as one of the wonders of the world. Now, it is now my pleasure to invite Honorable Kassim Majaliwa, the Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania, to address this congregation and open the 21st East African Magistrates and Judges Association Conference. I thank you all for kind attention. Honorable guests of honor, you are most welcome.